Flavor?
Judy, we have corn. We have a presentation scheduled, and it also serves as an agenda item as well for a vote. And so I would ask that we move the discussion item up on the agenda so that it makes sense, because it makes sense to have the presentation before we do the vote.
I will order that to be after council response without objection.
Thank you.
Is there any other agenda changes or additions? Any other requests for agenda changes and additions? Last call, any additional requests or additions? Seeing none, it is now time for public comment. Members of the public who wish to address the city council or its committees must register before the meeting begins. A box will be placed at the entrance to the council chambers for collection of registrations. No additional speakers or slips will be accepted after the meeting begins. Members of the public shall have no more than 3 minutes per speaker during public comment, with only one speaking opportunity per speaker. Madam Clerk, who is our first public speaker?
First speaker is David Peachy.
David Peachy, 4th Ward, East Side. I'm here mainly to make a comment about all these new positions you're creating. The Department of Health, is it Health, Blight, Neighborhood Improvement or something like that? You got so many of them, I can't keep track of them. But I brought some pictures and showed Mr. Pfeiffer and the 7th Ward representative of the garbage that is being dumped in one certain area. What it'll look like a July 1st with hardly any garbage or somebody clean it up. Today, it looked like a garbage truck actually pulled up and dumped it all there, doesn't it? Have you seen anything worse than that, what I showed you? Right in the neighborhood where the blight and the foundations are done, they're buried with tires, with anything people can just drive up, dump things in there. We have so many mosquitoes and so many flies over there anymore, you can't even go out and sit on your front porch or sit on your patio in the back because of all these goddamn vacant lots that have been filled in with all this stuff for years. Somebody wants to redo houses? Is that the land bank guy? Take care of these neighborhoods where people can get in there and do something with this property. You people just have to come over. I don't even think you know where B&B Paint is, do you? Yeah, because I showed you one time. You're right. This is just ridiculous. I would be ashamed if I was a representative up there and drove by and seen this and didn't do nothing about it. What are you getting paid for? Most of your neighborhoods are in great shape. 7th Ward is nice. 6th and 5th Ward are great. New buildings, new everything going up. We can't even get a lot cleaned up. We're out there cutting grass at these vacant lots. It's just ridiculous that people have to live in situations like that. And we have some good neighbors. We have some good people who's been there a long time. But they just can't get anything done. You don't do it. Them pictures I showed you are just a tip of the iceberg over there. And there is so much garbage there. It's unbelievable. I drove by there the other day, and the scavengers were out there going through that, seeing if they could take something out of there. That's how bad it is. You guys ought to be ashamed to let this happen to any ward. To let this happen to a resident of the city of Flint, you ought to be ashamed.
The next speaker is Sherry McFadden.
Hello, Sherry McFadden. I'm here on behalf of the Brothers and Sisters of Oak Park. We're having our annual picnic on the 15th. It starts at 12 and ends at dusk. It's free food, bounce houses, you know, the regular things. Hope to see everybody there.
The next speaker is Sarah Houston.
Sarah Houston, 6th Ward. Good to see everybody again. I want to thank you guys for passing for the video thing for YouTube to have access for our deaf patrons. I would ask that you could also, it's a lot. Okay, thank you. I would also ask that you make sure that they are Michigan interpreters that are providing the services and that they are following the Michigan laws that they should be following. Also, to strive to be the best and provide that in-person service, because our deaf patrons cannot participate through YouTube, and they should be able to give public comment as well. I'm happy in the steps that we're taking, and I thank you all for that. I want to congratulate Ms. Johnson on her, I say win, on her win for her award that she's going for. I will take you over Dr. Lewis at any moment and any time. I would like to congratulate Tanya Burns on her eligibility to run for mayor, and she has my total support. And I just thank everybody for all the work that they're doing, and I hope you guys have a good rest of your summer. Thank you.
The next speaker is R.L. Mitchell.
Okay. Hello. I'm R.L. Mitchell. I live in the 3rd Ward, 759 East Linden Avenue. And for the record, I've come out about that 101 situation in Flint, that this new ordinance going on that if you get hurt, injured anywhere in Flint, you get $100,000. If the Biden that you tell the city clerk, Davina, within 10 days, you would get paid big time because of that MLM service that Chief Wiggins set up, getting all them millions of dollars and people's ain't getting the ambulance there on time, and people's actually dying from getting to the hospital. And we the people appreciate that this ordinance 101 is in the form that we know that you people's gonna deal with this accident stuff by people. 19 people got killed over there in the jailhouse across the street because of the medication wasn't coming on time, and the sheriff is elected about getting it. But that 101, check it out. Just like the tree program, the funds is there to take care of you people getting injured in Flint, like them dudes with 22 shooting. Same thing. Announce it to the Davina clerk. Within 10 days, you will get paid big time. You get your money, whatever. Because you ain't paying for the water, we're gonna get it from the 101. So stay tuned, America. We still with this getting our money stuff in Flint, New York. R.L. Mitchell approved this message. And congratulations, third ward to your winning. And like I say, hey, ninth ward, Tarzan, anyway, welcome back, man. We're ready to take him down, take him to the bridge, and get him like James Brown. He don't know karate, but he knows karate. Payback. How about that, America? R.L. Mitchell approved the message.
The next speaker is Rich Jones.
Hey, how y'all doing today? As I said the last time I was up here, I was on a mission to mobilize the city of Flint to stand up and fight for 3,000 jobs on that Buick City work site. And I heard some horrible stories out about how some of our citizens are living. There's a woman who has been living in a house with lead in it, and her little baby is now lead poisoned, and she still have other little kids in that house, and they're having problem with the abatement program as far as whatever that is. And it's just a lot of sad stories that I've been hearing. A lot of sad stories. I also have been telling the people about other missed opportunities, like the ability to stabilize the water fund and zero balance the residents' water accounts. That's something that they also would have loved to hear back elections ago. Some of them still want that now, but I tell them the Harper money is gone. And for people coming back in the future, y'all got to remember this. It was a lot of annual stuff, like the summer program for the kids that have always been funded for years that we have to spend some of our Harper money on. That money got to be replaced next year when it come around. So y'all got a lot of work to do. And the residents, the voting and everything, the turnoff and all that, is because y'all don't serve the people. Y'all talk and tell the people stuff instead of listen and try to help and serve the people. And they're tired of broken promises too. So you may get away with it this election, but next election, they're going to remember. All I'm asking is y'all start thinking about the residents. Thank you.
The final speaker for this meeting is Beverly Biggs Levy.
Hi, Beverly Biggs Levy, running for the Third Ward City Council seat. Hi, Dennis. How are you today? You look pretty happy over there. uh, Leon, I told you you was gonna get busted. You big dummy. I told you you didn't live in the ward. You big dummy. You can't do nothing but laugh now, right? Because it's funny as hell. You finally got caught up. It's so funny, but I wonder if you're gonna get put on the ballot. Shake your head, uh-huh. Let me see. Let me see, you can't hold your head up because it's funny as heck. It's so funny, I don't know what to do. It couldn't have happened to a better mother, M. I told y'all he didn't live in the ward. I told y'all he didn't live in the city because he got so many houses. He think he could get away with it. Mayor Neely made you look like a big dummy. I hate to say it. I hate to say it. It's funny, it's funny, it's funny. When I got that phone call, and my TV wasn't working that particular day, to get the news, I say, oh my God, it's funny. You the biggest dummy. I ain't had no tape to play Fred Sanford. You big dummy. It's really sad. And everybody else, I'm gonna miss 1, 2, and 3. The rest of y'all, At the end of the year, I'm gonna miss y'all. But I'm running for that third ward seat. Get ready. Write in, candidate. I'm running for it. But Leon, still, you the biggest dummy there is. Have a good one.
Yes, that was the final speaker.
It is now time for council response. Council members may respond once to all public speakers, only after all public speakers have spoken. An individual council member's response shall be limited to 2 minutes. Is there anyone who'd like to respond to our speakers? Go ahead.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I do, first I want to thank all of you for being here and being engaged in the process. But I do want to say something to Mr. Peachy. Mr. Peachy, I understand your frustration, but every ward has issues. And the fifth ward, I can only talk about the fifth ward. I've driven all the other wards too. But in the fifth ward, we have issues as far as overgrown lots. And these lots are land bank lots for the most part. But the issue is, as a council member, I can only put in a complaint to land bank. I can't make land bank come out and do their jobs. So it's hard. And I'm frustrated. I'm frustrated with the process. So it's not really on the council person, but at the end of the day, what I do when residents call me, I put the complaint in with land bank. And I do follow up with land bank. But land bank, I'm telling you, they're not doing what they're supposed to be doing. And Rich Jones, I hear what you're saying, but at what point should the residents stand up and do for themselves? We do our jobs. At least I do. I answer my calls. But the residents have to be present too. This chamber should be packed. All of the issues that we've had, the chamber should be packed with the residents. So they got to stand up. They didn't even get out and vote. We had a good voting turnout, but it wasn't high enough. So, thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else? Anyone else? Anyone else? I'll take my time then. Mr. Peachy, Miss Winfrey Carter couldn't have said it better than myself. I do know about that property. I have reported it to the land bank. I cannot control what the land bank does. I have had multiple complaints about property on Leaf Street owned by the Flint Housing Commission. I can't do much with that either. It was brought to the mayor's attention today about the issues because I haven't been able to get anywhere with the Housing Commission. Hopefully that can help. So I am aware of what's going on in our ward. I don't drive every street every day. I drive I drive it probably every street probably 3 times a year. But there are streets that I know are problems, and I drive up and down those probably once every other week. So I know what's going on. I have followed our NSL officer and seen them pass things that I think should be addressed. And I reported that to the mayor this morning as well. So we are just the council. We are the legislative body. We are not the administration. We can't control the administration. We can't control the land bank. We can't control the housing commission. All we can do is beg. Thank you. It is now time for the consent agenda. Oh, excuse me, nope. It's now time for our presentation from Soberhood. It's let me go to the page. It's a 15-minute discussion as requested by President Mashat in order to allow for a presentation about Soberhood. Ms. Mashat, would you like to?
Thank you, Madam Chair. We had someone come before us last committee meeting talking about some of the wonderful work that they've been doing here in the city, and they are requesting some of the opioid dollars. And so we wanted to make sure, because none of us up here are immediately familiar with the organization, that before we voted on it, we gave the organization an opportunity to do a presentation explaining some of the work they've done in the past and some of the work that they hope to do should they be awarded opioid dollars. Please introduce yourself. Tell us a little bit about your organization.
I can hand out the slides to all of you. I just have to go grab them.
Are we having some sort of technical difficulty as to why we won't see the slides on the screen?
I could put them up there. Yeah, I have the PowerPoint.
We'll take the slides if you already printed them off. No need to waste trees, but we still want to see it on the screen.
Yeah.
So that what's left in the audience can see the screen. Thank you. We'll wait a few seconds while you get that together.
Oh, sure.
Thank you. Go ahead.
So my name is Jocelyn Millender. And I'm little, I'm sorry. I am Jocelyn Millender. I am the executive director and founder of Soberhood. When I came here the last time, you all asked who exactly I am. And so what I provided on today was a folder that I give in presentation and networking. And that folder has a bunch of information about our program and what we offer. But not only that, but the first page of that is my why. And part of that why explains how I came into Soberhood. I'm originally from New Jersey. I watched my mom survive abuse. Not only that, but her twin sister come through substance abuse, and my uncle. My sister then fell into substance abuse. I watched her get clean and sober. And then my niece fell into sobriety issues, substance abuse. My sister unexpectedly passed away 3 years ago. And in her passing, I then became the guardian of 2 children that are disabled currently. They have fetal alcohol syndrome and a gamut of other issues. So that is my part of my personal why, but I am a local area minister here and I serve at New Creation in Flint, Michigan. Through my time serving in New Creation, and in my professional career, I have done billing, coding, and my billing and coding turned into me becoming a community health worker. Becoming a community health worker allowed me to marry my passion with my job. And so I wanted to share that part. You can go to the next slide. What I'm asking for is to be funded as Soberhood is a community-based recovery pathway. We reach women, mothers, and children as they navigate sobriety. We seek out victims of human trafficking, domestic violence, sexual exploitation, with a heavy emphasis on addiction. Through my work in my professional career and through outreach efforts that I provide through my church and the local community, we have 3 initiatives, 3 big pushes. One is reach, one is connect, and one is stabilization. Those of us that live here in Genesee County, we recognize that Genesee County has one of the highest overdose rates in the state, that Michigan itself has a higher vulnerability, and the city of Flint is vulnerable as well to substance abuse and opioid crisis. We recognize that this is a local issue, and that while there are many initiatives that serve at a corporate level or overall, there needs to be smaller grassroots organizations that meet individuals where they are to be able to help provide services. For us, we focus on women and mothers because we recognize that they face compounding barriers to recovery. Many mothers suffer with what it looks like to go in recovery and leave their children. What does that safety look like? We also recognize trauma. All of us have experienced some level of trauma. We recognize that basic needs, poverty, is a huge indicative factor for why people fall into substance abuse and trauma. Motherhood. For those of you that are mothers, you know that that job is never ending. It takes a while to be appreciated, and the work never stops. So we know what that looks like to face motherhood and to while trying to raise children, what it looks like to be working on your healing, all the while dealing with outside pressures and issues that affect your children as well. We also recognize system gaps. We know that there is difficulty with navigating systems. Many of the people that are in this room are speaking to some of the system gaps that happen, not just in sobriety, not just in health and wellness, but in overall living. Soberhood fulfills the space between crisis and lasting stability. We recognize that when people are in crisis, they experience unsafe conditions, unmet basic needs, isolation, stigma. What we attempt to do through Soberhood is to have trusted outreach. We go out every third Saturday in the month. I have sat in these meetings. I have heard people complain about the travel in Dordt Highway, some of those areas. Those are the areas we target. We look to provide stability. We look to help make sure that their goals are completed, that recovery is sustained, and that families are strengthened. I talked about the initiatives of Soberhood. One of them is the Reach and Rise Collective. That is where we go out every third Saturday, and we provide other outreach efforts as well. Every third Saturday, we pack up lunches, meals, snacks, hygiene bags, clothes, things that we identify that are needed in the community, and we take them out to those communities, to those neighborhoods. The Center of Hope, we service there, and we service all year round. Every third Saturday. The Mamas Meetup is a partnership that I have with my own local congregation. We meet there through an alliance that we have where we are able to bring mothers in. We are able to feed them. They are able to have a nutritious meal. They are able to have supports, NA supports, AA supports, and life enrichment courses, all the while not having to separate. When I was a child, my mom participated in La Leche. I don't know if y'all remember that. I don't know if you've ever heard of it, but it was like a breastfeeding support class. And I was able to go to that class with my mom and my other siblings. It is very reminiscent of those level of supports. Finally, we have the Empowerment Center. The Empowerment Center is what I'm working on now. That should be finished. The renovations on that should be done in the next 2 weeks. Through that property, I will be able to provide meals, snacks, NA, AA supports, life enrichment courses, a mama's working station. They will have the ability to send emails, take a class, all of those things all throughout that property. Like I said, the Reach and Rise brings the doorway to women. We meet them where they are, in between substance abuse and sobriety, recognizing that many of these women need a hand or help navigating systems. The Mamas Meetup, it removes the barrier of childcare for supportive services. I also was the executive director of Beauty for Ashes. And when in the work that I did there, I recognized that a lot of the women that were coming through and coming into a place of sobriety, because we were an empowerment center, it was not safe for children. We would have women come in with disease. We would have women come in that were intoxicated or that may have still been high. That was not a safe environment for children. But I recognized that the women that we were servicing, they were so impacted by the community that we had provided for them that they still wanted to maintain community. They were on the other side of recovery. They were building new lives, starting to work, starting to have other children, but nobody really understood what it looked like to be a victim of human trafficking and walk that walk. They came with stigma. They came with past baggage. They came with identity crisis. And so Soberhood was birthed out of finding a place, a safe place to be able to serve, carry, and help nurture these moms. The Sober House turns connection into practical stability, recognizing that when basic needs, recovery, the work station, life enrichment, when you have this mix, this rich mix of services and people that are invested in watching you not just survive, but thrive and live and have and be empowered to dream again, you have a recipe for success. Our journey that we walk with the women is designed for warm handoffs. We walk hand in hand with the women we serve. We have amazing partnerships. We make sure that what we offer is accessible. We're not trying to create another barrier for the women. We look to connect with them and to make sure that stabilization for them is based off of what they need at the time, not based off of what we feel is best. This proposal directly aligns with the opioid remediation funding. We are looking to help pregnant and parenting women. We are looking to help people in treatment and recovery. We have connections to care. We are trauma informed. We are a faith-based nonprofit. We work with area organizations as well as local churches. And we are working to be able to collect data that proves and supports that this work is needed and necessary in Genesee County. The funding will help to work towards prevention, recovery, treatment connection, and harm reduction. As I stated before, success is not measured at a one-stop goal or one pathway. Success for victims of human trafficking, domestic violence, sexual exploitation, and addiction looks very different. For a woman who has gone through human trafficking, one step of her success may look like being able to finally have proper identification. It may look like being able to finally being able to have proper housing. For one woman, it may look like being able to be in a stable home with her children for 6 months. It may look like being able to have healthy connections in relationships, people that understand where she has been and where she's looking to go, all the while understanding her triggers, some of the things that have been barriers to her, and what it may take for her to actually move into a realm of healing. Because of my work as a biller and coder, I recognize the need for data. Not only that, but because I was a community health worker, I recognize the need and for that, not just successful data, but being able to recognize social determinants of health, which is what a lot of our backgrounding, paperwork, and being able to identify our girls works towards. It works towards being able to identify the barriers that keep them from living successful lives. Our target goal is to be able to engage 5 women in 1 week. We will be open Monday through Friday, 9 to 5. We are looking to support 2 or more children every week. All of our participants will have a needs assessment that they take when they come into the facility. But not only that, but we use that needs assessment to track not only the goals, but the care that they receive and who they've been handed off to. We're not looking to reinvent the wheel. We're looking to expand partnerships and our reach. Part of our NA and AA supports will be taken on by the Recovery Alliance Project They have peer coaching, support groups, and training, and have the ability to train us. The pregnancy center, they have the supports that we need, and making sure that the moms that we service that are pregnant, that they receive the help that they need. We are working with local area doctors as well to make sure that we have a pipeline for the women that we serve that may have experienced medical trauma at the hands of their abusers. New Creation Church of God, like I said, I'm a local area minister there. They are a huge proponent. Not only that, but they donate to us as well in regards to making sure that we have a venue. They help to sort of support us financially, as well as human trafficking being their national mission or their goal that they help to serve in as well. I also sit on the Flint Housing Commission, being able to recognize that a lot of the women that we serve, they have programs that help to identify services for the women that they serve, and we are one of those service providers. Community resource partners, we just need more help. We need more hands, and we're working to do that. We work with the GCPC. Soberhood is a stakeholder for consumers energy, so I have the ability to help people with their consumer bills, as well as some of the other things that they have going on. We partner with the Greater Flint Health Coalition. I am a RX Kids community partner. I work with Catholic Charities and their prevention specialists, the COC, and I'm a referring agency for the YWCA. Being able to have appropriate funding, it ensures that our program is delivered appropriately with dignity. It makes sure that we have area experts to support the women that we serve. It helps to support data and accountability. Not only that, but our operations. We are looking to launch by September 1st in the Sober House. We are looking to build rhythm, as we will finally have a space where we could bring the women in for ourselves. We are looking to
I'm
learn
gonna
more.
pause you really quickly. About
Sorry.
how much more time do you think you would need to?
No, I'm done. This is the last slide, so perfect.
Add about another 15 minutes to allow for questions.
Oh, well, I'm done then.
Support, or, well, so moved, and then I just need support. There we go.
Okay.
That works.
Without objection, we'll add another 15 minutes so that we can have time to ask questions.
Sure.
Go ahead and continue.
No, that last slide, the last two slides just speak to what we are looking to create, what we've been able to do. And by completing the Sober House, we'll have the ability to expand our reach. So thank you.
Are there anybody who would like the floor to ask some questions? Go ahead,
Madam Chair.
Go ahead, Councilman in the 9th Ward.
Thank you. Good evening.
Good
Thank
evening.
you for presenting. So my first question, and maybe it's because, as you just shared, the property is still under renovation.
It will be done in
It'd be
2
done in
weeks.
2 weeks.
Yes, sir.
Now, I have worked with the likes of women's shelters in that, especially where, abuse may have been a part of the history of those women.
Yes, sir.
Is in part the reason why I don't see any addresses on anything
Yes.
is because you
Yes,
need to
sir.
keep, okay, so
Yes.
we won't see a dormer on the outside of Sober House
No,
to
you will
say
not.
this is where we are.
No, you will not.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure that I was
Yes,
understanding
sir.
or knowing that to be so.
That is especially because we target victims of human trafficking and sexual exploitation, knowing that a lot of our interaction or the interruption of their lives by our introduction could put them in harm's way in that way.
Okay. How many are, I know you're with Sober House. How many do you have in the staff? Is there a staff
Yes,
outside
I
of yourself?
currently have 5 people that work on staff with me right now. My assistant director is here with me now. I also have an intern and I have 2 other volunteers.
So there are a total of 5 others?
No, 5 of us together.
5 altogether.
Yes, sir.
And is there salary for all 5 or?
No, there's salary for 2. My intern is through U of M Flint. That was through grant writing,
Good.
and then the 2 volunteers.
Good. Okay. So this in part is support, funding support, and
For
then
programming.
this is for programming only.
Yes, programming.
Does programming include salary or no?
Not that portion. I have written grants and been awarded additional funds that is covering the salary right now.
Okay, good. And am I understanding you to say that is it the goal to have the 5 women per week and the 2 children per week, or is that
Yes,
something?
because what happens, the sober house is a drop-in. It's an empowerment center. So the women have the ability to come in and be serviced. So that's whether they need a shower, that's if they need a meal, that's if they need a working station so that they can take a class or do any of those things. We also will run programming out of it through our community partners. So we'll have NA and AA groups so that the women can come there. So we're not just a drop-in center for women that have needs. We also are building a ecosystem of programming where other area experts have the ability to come in and use the sober house to cater and serve and educate our women as well.
Okay. So, and I'll end here because I want to try to understand. I know you said 5 women, 2 children.
Mhm.
And is that a measurable outcome that you've committed to for this grant?
Yes.
So for this grant, you said you would
5
deliver
women a week at a minimum of 2 children. Yes, sir.
for this grant.
Yes, sir.
Okay. I yield.
Is there anyone else? Mr. Pfeiffer, Councilman in the 8th Ward.
Okay, so where else have you got funding from? What other entities have provided you funding for this, for Soberhood?
My local church, Financial Plus, and I was an award recipient of the Flint Recast grant and donations.
Recast wasn't through Soberhood though, right?
You-
Recast was under a different name, or was it through Soberhood?
You asked me where had I been,
No.
where have I received funding?
Yeah, I'm asking for Soberhood specifically.
Yes.
So you got a Recast grant to Soberhood,
Yes,
and how much was that one?
25,000.
Okay, and because this budget you gave us said that you got 135,000.
That was the projected budget that I'm working towards, not the overall budget.
Okay, so how much have you got to date?
Roughly, I think about 35,000 budget.
Okay, so how are you going to fill the $100,000?
I'm still grant writing, waiting on funds, and seeking donations.
Okay. Here's where I'm at, and I don't know that I've changed much. Looking at all your packets, this is great information, and I think that it's a lot. And to me, I think that it's almost spreading yourself too thin, trying to be everything to everyone with all of these different programs and all of these different goals. Meanwhile, there's no money to back up all of these. This is a lot of stuff, and I'm trying to decipher. Okay, do we give $25,000 where it's going to be spread so thin, and you're going to try to do all these different things, when to me, there's going to be a lot of duplicate that has already been funded, whether it be through the other things that we've already funded, whether it be Catholic charities that we've given money to, whether it be Odyssey House, whether it be the Genesee Health Systems. To me, it seems to me like this is so broad that there's not going to be any metrics that we can measure to know if this is a successful program, especially that this $25,000 is a small allocation to what you think is going to be needed to run your entire program. So how explain it to me on how, if we give this money, how are we going to ensure that, because you've laid it all out, that these are the things that you want to do, but you're not going to be able to do that without money. So are we giving, tell me how this money isn't just going to go away, be given and be nickeled and dimed and no actual progress made because you can't get any additional funding. Does that make sense?
It does make sense. My partnership with the Reliance project, they provide all of our NAAA supports for us free of charge. They are a grant-funded recovery community organization that has decided to partner with us to provide us prevention specialists and coaches. So for us, it is us being able to have a space and an area expert already being paid by their own grant funding to be able to offer the services in-house for us at Soberhood. For us to be able to operate and have harm reduction, we partner with the GCPC. They are already funded. They need entities, spaces, and people. And so by them being funded already, that allows them to come into our agency and to support us, because people are not just walking into the GCPC to receive those services. They need a place. And so that is how we have leveraged money in regards to services and collaborative effort. For the things that we need to do, we have been able to leverage partnerships with other agencies like Catholic Charities, because they have prevention specialists. Their prevention specialists are looking to be able to allocate the money that they have been funded for programming. They need children. We provide children. They provide the service for us. We don't come out of a cost for them providing that service, other than being able to provide what they cannot provide due to their grant restrictions.
So you mentioned you have a facility and it's undergoing renovations.
Yes.
Where did the money come from?
Consumers Energy and donations.
So is that part of the $10,000 that you're
No, that is not a part of that money from the $35,000.
Well, you say 25 came from recast.
Yes.
So is that recast money that's buying that building?
No, that property was gifted to me. It was gifted to my organization.
Okay. So I guess that's my question is where you saying that Consumers Powers is?
Consumers Power, as a partnership with me, was able to help support my facility, my nonprofit, in being able to get the work done that was needed on my property. I have a brand new refrigerator. I have a brand new water heater, furnace, AC, all of those things through partnership with Consumers Energy. It is a partnership that they have to support nonprofits.
Okay. And you're saying that that is not part of the 35,000 that you've given?
No,
So how much was that?
it was in kind. I didn't have to pay anything.
I didn't say that there's got to be a dollar value that they've allocated towards that, right? So is it just they give you appliances or there was renovation?
The work that they did for that, I signed off on it, but I did not have to pay for any of that.
And that is, it's in the city of Flint?
Yes. It is a partnership. That's why I'm a stakeholder with
No,
Consumers
I'm asking the
Energy.
building
Yes.
is in the city of Flint.
Yes, sir, it is.
Okay.
But that's also like one of the services that I provide, that people that are experiencing heat loss, problems with not having hot water, that through me being a stakeholder in a nonprofit, I can refer people to Consumers Energy to have those services provided to them.
So so you mentioned referrals. How are you going to refer people for addiction when you're not licensed to?
You don't have to be licensed
So I
to
can refer
call.
somebody? And
Yes, you, as a nonprofit, you actually can. I did it all
so
throughout.
nonprofit doesn't give you the ability to,
As an organization, I have the ability, I did it as an executive director and as a community health worker, to call residential and other substance abuse providers and to say that I have a person who is in need of services, can they support them? And they do. You don't have to be licensed to do that.
um, thank you, Madam Chair. I have no further questions.
Thank you. Is there any other questions? Go
Madam
ahead.
Chair.
Go ahead,
Thank you,
Councilwoman in the
Madam
Fifth
Chair.
Ward.
Okay, and maybe I missed it during the presentation. What services will be provided directly with this funding, the $25,000?
Showers, meals,
Versus what you already have going on?
out showers, meals, enrichment classes, like a partnership with Financial Plus for them to be able to come in and teach financial management. Supports for parenting through YOLO, which is a maternal and breastfeeding agency here in the city of Flint. Services with Involved Dad, where we have the ability to support moms that have been the victims of domestic violence. They will be able to do their laundry there for free. They will have access to a pantry. They will be able to, those types of things.
Okay. And maybe I'm off base here. What safeguards are in place to ensure that the opiate settlement money is being used or being spent for eligible
Through harm reduction, the harm reduction supports that we will offer, and not only that, but the additional NAAA support.
Okay. All right, maybe I need to listen. You guys had this, last council? Oh, okay. Okay. I need to read all the information that I do have.
Thank you.
I just got it today.
Yes,
I
ma'am.
have no other questions right now, Council.
Is there anyone else? Anyone else?
Madam Chair,
Go ahead, Councilman in the First Ward.
to the speaker, I think you might have mentioned it earlier, but could you tell us how many Flint residents are expected to be served?
I think the average work in the numbers is like 780 in a year.
780
Yes, in a year.
in a year?
Yes.
I'll order an additional 10 minutes without objection. Go ahead.
Okay. And then does the service and program that you guys are proposing fill a gap in the community? Is it duplicating, or will it complement like other agencies? As one of my colleagues mentioned that does similar work.
It will complement other agencies. I will say that in doing this work, there is not another drop-in center for women and children in the city of Flint. There is not. Soberhood is one of one.
Okay, that's all I have. Thank you.
Anyone else? I'll take a few minutes. I'm not denying that this is not needed. As a family who has been afflicted with substance abuse with you lose your children. And then in order to get them back, in many instances, you have to jump through many, many hoops to get your children back. Luckily, my family has all been reunited with their children and have become very successful. So one, I don't think had these support services, but she was determined to make a success out of her life. She begged me to take her oldest child. And she was determined to make a go out of it, and she has become very successful. I'm very proud of where she is today. My understanding from my initial conversations about this program was that it was going to be residential. It is not residential.
It is not residential, although we will offer 24 to 48-hour emergency housing, which through my partnership with the Y, as a transition.
So they'll have emergency ability to stay in that house
Yes.
overnight, but
Yes.
not much beyond that.
Yes, yes. That is something that came about because of my work with Beauty for Ashes. When I would call to say that I have a person who is in need of safety, there were times that the Y at the moment wouldn't have a bed. And one of those major gaps is, I'll have a bed, but I don't have one now. What can you find a interim in that space? And so in having conversation with my partners at the Y, it was best needed or best suited that we be kind of like that transition middle ground as they seek safety, whether that is them being able to go into the Y, whether that is them going into Licata, or whether them being able to be removed and go out of state.
Okay. And then this is actually in a residential area, correct?
Yes,
And I think it's in the 8th or 9th ward.
9.
Yeah. So who will be at the house during the day when the services are available? You
Me.
will be.
Yes.
Do you work a full-time job as well? No.
I also support Prison Project Prison Project is the only 24-hour long-term residential program that supports minor girls that have been trafficked. So I work remotely in supporting them as we transition girls out of their program. So I have the ability to still support them and still work from, to support
From the house.
Yes. A big part of that is being able to, once these girls graduate from Prison Project, the state only covers aftercare services for them for a year. They still only may be 17 years old. They may still be in foster care and live in IRL, independent living. They then come to me and I then support them as they transition into adulthood, although they are foster care, they are foster children, but they have no supports, they have no family. And so we become that community for them.
Okay, now, so consumers purchased laundry machines,
Yes.
washers and dryers? Only one set?
Yes.
Okay, you're only serving 5.
Yep.
At a time. And then, what was the other, I had a question. How are you going to be able to provide the pantry? Are you going to be purchasing food?
Donations.
Donations?
Yep, donations. We started receiving donations of diapers and wipes and laundry supplies, toilet tissue, clothes, things like that to help support moms, babies, women.
So that wouldn't include food or formula or things like that?
No, ma'am. Well, wait, in the pantry or donation?
In the
donation.
pantry?
Yes, ma'am, it would.
Okay, so you're hoping to get some good quality nutrition?
Yes,
and
ma'am.
Donations?
Yes.
All right, thank you very much. I appreciate that time. Are there any other questions? If not, I'm going to close this time out. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
We'll now go on to the consent agenda. I'll entertain a motion to approve to send the consent agenda to council. It's been moved by the councilwoman in the 7th ward. Is there support? Supported by the councilwoman in the 3rd ward. Are there any separations? I can't speak English today. Go ahead.
I would like to separate 260261.
Okay. Is that it for you? Any other separations? 260261, the first one. Are there any other separations?
Yeah, I'm gonna separate the 260262
Okay.
Also, the 260269.
Okay. Are there any other separations? 269 and 262. Are there any other separations? Seeing none, the consent agenda will include the following resolutions. 260263, grant acceptance, State of Michigan funding for debt book financial management software. 260264, extend the contract with Lurvy Construction for Phase 1 of the South Building lower level office renovations. 260265, change order number 9, BS&A software. 260266, approve a one-year extension with McNaughton McKay Electrical, Lighting, Square D, Allen Bradley Supplies and Repair Parts for DPW. 260267, contract Wade Trim, Engineering Design Services for Sharp Manor Water Main Replacement Project. 260268, contract with Complete Auto and Truck Parts Incorporated, DBA Complete Towing Service, Police Department Towing and Storage Services for fiscal year 27 and fiscal year 28, with an option to extend third year. Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Mr. Alamy? Dr. Lewis is not in. Ms. Johnson?
Yes.
Ms. Priestley?
Yes.
Ms. Winfrey Carter?
Yes.
Ms. Burns is not in. Ms. Mashat? Yes. Mr. Pfeiffer? Mr. Jarrett?
Yes.
The vote is 7 yes, 0 no.
The vote is 7 yes, 0 no. Those will be sent to council. Our first separated resolution is 260261, appropriate of general fund city-hosted events for Create Safe Spaces Flint Youth Summer 2026. I'll entertain a motion.
I'd like to make a motion
Yes.
to move the council, resolution 260261.
There's a motion on the floor by the councilwoman in the first ward, supported by the councilwoman.
Councilman in the first ward.
Sorry, councilman in the first ward, supported by the councilwoman in the third ward to send to council. Is there any discussion? Go ahead.
Is there anybody to speak to this?
Is there anyone from the administration who can speak to the Create Safe Spaces? Because Mr. Moore, and I can never remember your name.
That's what it says. Can you tell me what this money's going to be used for?
So I was requested to write that, and nobody from the police department is here to explain what I know that they're going to use it to help with some of the stuff at Haskell, but other than that, I'm not.
So is this salaries for police officers?
No. No, it's just it could be for food purchases or things that the youth may need, like to create safe spaces. So some of the spaces will be at Haskell, but that's all I don't have much information on it at all.
Okay.
So I'm just the accounting person, like I wrote the resolution.
Okay,
So
thank you. I appreciate it.
yeah, sorry.
No worries. Okay. I have no further questions.
Any other questions?
Madam Chair,
Go ahead.
thank you. Good evening.
Good evening.
So I understand it's not yours per se. Do you know, or when are they looking to use the funds, starting like now, or is this, because when they say summer,
Yeah,
it's like
I do know.
August, and
Yep, I
they're-
do know they want to use the funds now.
Pardon
I think-
me?
I do know they want to use the funds now, like it won't be later on, like they do want to use them before the snow falls, but other than that, I don't.
Do you know or have an idea as to what activities they may have they may have in mind and when?
No,
Okay,
sorry.
all right. So this is the police department actually asking for the money.
Correct.
Okay, and they ask you to help them to put this together.
Yeah. Yeah, because there has been a greater need, like there isn't a lot in the city for the youth to do, so I think they're just trying to have more enrichment.
Yeah,
you know,
and I don't question necessarily that something like this is needed and probably should be supported. Again, right now, I'm having some concern, or I'll say issue with two things. One, nobody's here that can talk to us about it. And two, it's a summer, they're saying summer 26, and it's August.
Yeah. It just
So,
took us a little while to get it here because you know, like there was a delay because of I should have had it filled out sooner, but there was a delay because I didn't get it in the July or the June.
I don't fault.
Yeah.
I'm not pointing the finger at an individual.
Yeah.
I'm concerned about, and I've said it before, the timing for many of the things that are brought before us seem a little off.
Yeah,
And they tend to seem like a response to something versus a proactive approach. If we were truly thinking summer of 26, it seemed like that would have happened no later than late winter, early spring of, March. I mean, we went through all of that budget hearing and you know, hey, heads up, we're going to be coming to you asking for some of the money in our budget to be, or actually this isn't even coming out of the police budget. They're wanting to take it from general funds, right? Am I understanding that correctly?
That's correct.
So, it feels like a reaction to something versus us as a city, as an administration saying we're going to do forward thinking and planning and preparation and have, for as loud as there has been a cry for something for our youth over the years.
Yeah.
I mean, I've only come on the council since 24, and cry for something. Hey, we're having our youth being, and it's August.
No, I understand.
No, I'm not saying no. This
Yeah.
maybe I shouldn't look at you when I say this because this is not directed at
Yeah.
you. This is me just really saying, come on now.
No, I get it. I know, I understand what you're saying.
Please,
though. I get-
those whose responsibility this is, we got to do better.
Yeah.
Like I say, this is something that otherwise should be supported.
Yeah.
But the way things are brought forward, it makes it hard to say after the fact, because we approved this $20,000 now. What real programs can you get up before they go back to school?
Yeah. I can have somebody here on Monday. Like if you guys want to move it to council,
I'm
and then we can.
not going to vote to move this to special affairs.
That's fine.
Madam Chair.
Go ahead.
And I don't know if any other colleagues want to speak on this, but I would like to make a motion to leave this resolution here in finance. Oh, you did? Okay, I'll withdraw
your
that
motion.
motion. That's it.
Okay. Go ahead.
Hi. I think you might have answered it and I
You're
didn't
the
hear it, so I
chairman.
apologize. I'm sorry, what was that?
You need to ask the chair for the floor.
Oh, I'm so sorry, Judy. Madam Chair.
Go ahead.
Thank you. My apologies. And you might have already answered it, but what's some of the programming that is going to get done and what's the timeline on it?
I don't know.
Oh,
I know that they were working on a plan. I'm not usually included in those talks.
okay.
Like, that's outside of what I do, so.
No, I understand. So you were just here to discuss the financial piece with us?
Yeah.
I completely understand. Madam Chair, I'd like to make a motion to leave this here in finance. Oh, you want to talk? No problem. I withdraw my motion.
Is there any other discussion? Is there any other discussion? Okay, now I'll take my time. So I know that the fire department has money in their budget for promotions. Police did not. If they knew this was coming, they should have added it to their budget, asked for a revision to their budget, something. The only thing I could see right now that would be good for safe space, if they're talking about reading through it, is Back to the Bricks is the only thing that's basically major left. Oh, 8-10 days, which we know was a problem last year. So I think that lack of planning on their part does not constitute an emergency on our part. So I will make the motion to, oh, go ahead. All right. All right. All right, second round.
I know, right?
Go ahead, Mr. Pfeiffer.
I guess I'm confused because the mayor has a $75,000, like, he can just spend money so why is this before us?
Because they would like the money to come from the general fund. Like, because they did not budget for this back in December or November when we worked on the budget, this didn't come up.
So, yeah, I would love to have somebody here to know exactly how this dollars are going to be spent, because I have an issue with promotion and dollars being spent for promotion, especially when I think yesterday we got a postcard in the mail from the mayor's office on stationery from the mayor that says, "Thank you for your support," during a campaign season.
I didn't get that.
Yeah,
I didn't
well,
get that.
so I think it was addressed to my wife because I don't think they would have sent it to me. You got one? Yeah, so you got one too. So like I got a hard time approving dollars for promotion when the mayor's office has money to spend sending postcards or letters out saying thank you for your support on company letter or on city letterhead. So that's my issue with this. I want to know exactly how they plan to promote and how these dollars are being spent.
I'll let them know. Tell them they gotta get a
Thank you.
plan.
With that being said, I'll make a motion. I win to leave this in finance.
The council motion to leave 260261 in finance made by Councilman in the 8th Ward, supported by the Councilwoman in the 7th Ward. Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Dr. Lewis is not in. Ms. Johnson?
Yes.
Ms. Priestley?
Yes.
Ms. Winfrey Carter?
Yes.
Ms. Burns is not in. Ms. Mashat?
Yes.
Mr. Pfeiffer?
Yes.
Mr. Jarrett?
Yes.
Mr. Alamin? The vote is 7 yes, 0 no.
The vote is 7 yes, 0 no. That will be on our next finance agenda. Let me put this note in here. Okay. Our next separation is 260262, approve of subrecipient agreement with Silverhood's opioid remediation services. I'll entertain a motion.
Madam Chair,
Go ahead.
make a motion to send this to council.
So motion by the councilwoman on the 7th ward to send 260262 to council. Is there support? Support. Supported by the councilwoman in the 3rd ward. Is there any discussion?
Madam
Yeah.
Chair. Oh,
Yeah,
Mr.
yes,
Pfeiffer.
yes, Madam Chair. I'll just be a quick
Okay,
minute.
go ahead. Go ahead, Ms.
Um,
Winfrey Carter.
I separated this because I will not support this to move on to council at this point. So that's why I separated it. I need to read on this and, just do my research. So I'll yield the floor to back to you, Madam Chair.
Thank you. Mr. Pfeiffer?
Thank you, Madam Chair. Yeah, I won't be supporting this either. I think the city should not be in the business of funding startup nonprofits. I think if this was a match program or an established nonprofit that had data to back up programs, I would look at it differently. But to me, this is a startup nonprofit, and these are once in a lifetime dollars, and I don't think that we should be funding startup nonprofits. I think there's a lot of other services that we've provided or that we've funded, or some of our partner agencies, whether it be Genesee County Health or any other ones that we've donated or we've funded through opioid dollars, can pick up some of these services. But at this time, I will not be supporting it. Thank you.
Any other discussion in the first round?
Madam Chair.
Go ahead.
Through you to someone at the administration that can speak to this?
Is there anyone from the administration who can speak to this? Christian? You should put him on notice,
Yeah. Good evening, Christian.
Hi, good evening.
How did this request come forward? Was there an RFP that was issued and this was in response to RFP, or how did this come about?
No, there was not an RFP. The proposal was submitted through the mayor's office.
Okay, so I'm going to say it like this, and I don't mean it to be this blunt necessarily, but somewhat of an unsolicited request. We weren't requesting proposals. It was just brought forward, hey, I have a program that I believe would serve the community well, and I'm requesting sponsorship or grant dollars.
I wouldn't disagree with that categorization.
Okay. What is meant by subrecipient in this title?
That's just terminology. I mean, the city would be the recipient of the opioid funds, and this organization is a sub-recipient of the funds. And
Okay.
so therefore the funds are restricted in the same way that the city is restricted.
Okay, so not necessarily that they're working through another agency, because
No.
I saw sober house written into the one of the lines on here, and it's not that they're necessarily, the funds are flowing through sober house, but their services are in collaboration with sober house.
Correct.
All right.
Yes.
Okay, that's sort of the clarity that I wanted. I don't have anything further. Thank you. I yield.
Thank you. Anyone else? Oh, Councilwoman in the 7th Ward.
Thank you, Madam Chair. So I think what I'll do, just to give my other colleagues who are absent an opportunity to weigh in on this, I will go ahead and make a motion to leave it here in finance.
There's a motion on the floor to leave 260262 in finance. Is there support?
Support.
Supported by the councilwoman in the 3rd Ward. Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Ms. Johnson?
Yes.
Ms. Priestley?
Yes.
Ms. Winfrey Carter?
Yes.
Ms. Burns is absent. Ms. Mashat?
Yes.
Mr. Pfeiffer?
No.
Mr. Jarrett?
Yes.
Mr. Alamin is not in. Dr. Lewis is absent. The vote is 5 yes, 1 no.
The vote is 5 yes, 1 no. That will stay in finance. And it'll be on the agenda in 2 weeks. Our last separation is 260269 to approve the 2026 to 2031 Consolidated Plan, 2026 to 27 Annual Plan, Annual Action Plan, U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development, Community Development Block Grant, Home Investment Partnerships, and Emergency Solutions Grants. I'll entertain a motion. Go ahead.
I make a motion that we send resolution 260269 to council.
There's a motion made by the councilwoman in the 7th Ward to send 260269 to council. Is there support? Supported by the councilman in the 1st Ward. Is there any discussion?
Madam Chair.
Go ahead.
I separated this through you, Madam Chair, to anyone that can speak on this resolution.
Here comes Rod.
Hello, Mr. Rod. How are you?
Hello, everybody.
Okay, now this was on our agenda before and it's back. What has been revised? What is, did we get the information that we needed for this?
This is brand new.
Okay, well, tell us about it.
This is for the new 5 years, for the annual action plan for
Okay.
26 and 27, and for the 5 years that applies to 26 through 31.
So this is for you to go ahead and send out the information to the different organizations, and then they,
Yes, they put in the applications
Yeah.
in February. This is what it's what Citywide Advisory Council, as well as a committee that review all the applicants,
okay,
and all that's contained in your information.
okay, because we don't have anything set yet. You guys didn't review or anything like that.
Yes, it's been reviewed by the staff as well as Citywide Advisory Committee members that showed the administration, and now it's before you.
How come we don't have anything on this in our packet? In case we,
I'm not for sure what you have, but this is what I have in front of me is what I thought went before you, which is a I believe it's a 29-page document.
yeah. Did it get emailed to us? I gotta go back in and look.
It's 10
And
pages
most of the
in
items
that.
that was in the 25-26 amendment
okay.
that council
It
wanted to
wasn't-
see,
you
I
know
made
what,
sure it was
wasn't on
included.
the email one. Okay,
Oh,
yeah.
okay, yeah, it's the last 10
Okay.
pages.
Okay, I'll yield my time. I'll yield.
Is there any other discussion in the first round? Any other discussion in the first round? Any other discussion in the first round? Hearing none. This is the vote to send 260269 to council. Yes. Oh, second round. Thank you. Any discussion in the second round?
Madam Chair.
Go ahead.
I'm not gonna be able to support it moving to council, but I'm sure it's gonna move to council. I'm just not gonna be able to. I need to read over this and make sure, and I probably read over it before, but we've been on vacation and then I was out, so I need to do my homework.
Okay.
Any other discussion in the second round? Any other discussion in the second round? Seeing none, this is the vote to send 260269 to council.
Ms. Priestley?
Yes.
Ms. Winfrey Carter?
No.
Ms. Burns is absent. Ms. Mashat? Yes. Mr. Pfeiffer? Mr. Jarrett?
Yes.
Mr. Alamin? Dr. Lewis is absent. Ms. Johnson?
Yes.
Vote is 6 yes, 1 no.
The vote is 6 yes, 1 no. That will go to council. Excuse me. I'll entertain a motion to adjourn. Moved by the councilwoman in the 7th ward. Is there support? Supported by the councilman in the 1st ward. Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Ms. Winfrey Carter?
Yes.
Ms. Burns is absent. Ms. Mashat? Mr. Pfeiffer? Mr. Jarrett? Mr. Alamin? Dr. Lewis is absent. Ms. Johnson?
Yes.
Ms. Priestley?
Yes.
Vote is 7 yes, 0 no.
The vote is 7 yes, 0 no. We are adjourned at 6:43 PM. Absolutely. Well, we do have a gentleman who I don't recall seeing. Did you need to fill out a speaker slip? Oh, he was back there. Okay, I didn't see him.
Okay, 6:47, and I bring government ops to order. Madam Clerk, roll call.
Mr. Alamin? Dr. Lewis is not in. Ms. Johnson? Ms. Priestley? Ms. Winfrey Carter?
Present.
Ms. Burns is not in. Ms. Mashat? Mr. Pfeiffer?
Present.
Mr. Jarrett? We have 7 members present.
7 members present. Reading of disorderly person, person city code subsection. Any person that persists in disrupting this meeting will be in violation. of the Flint City Code Section 31-10, disorderly conduct, assault and battery, and disorderly persons will be subject to arrest for misdemeanor. Any person who prevents the peaceful and orderly conduct of any meeting will be given one warning. If they persist in disrupting the meeting, that individual will be subject to arrest. Violators will be removed from the meeting. Any request or changes to the agenda? Request additions, changes, nothing? Okay, Madam Clerk, first public speaker.
First speaker is David Peachy.
Mr. Peachy? Mr. Peachy, do you want? You're first up if you want to speak.
I don't usually stick around this late, but all the questions I keep ask every week, I get the same answers. Oh, it's not mine. It's not that. Who is responsible for all this garbage and stuff? We have all these trucks driving around and it says blight neighborhood safety. There's 10 or 11 of them parked behind the fire department right now. These people just drive around. They don't do nothing. We have so many departments in Flint. You drive around Flint, I guarantee you, you'll see one of them trucks at every corner just driving around. But who is responsible? If you're not responsible, who is responsible for making these areas cleaned up? I mean, you got all the people driving around telling you got a problem and nobody's curing it. It's just ridiculous. And it's a health hazard. They just appointed somebody new, health department, Blake Health, whatever it is. We can tell them where it is. Why don't you clean it up? And Ms. Carter, the reason people don't show up because they come here and nothing gets done. I remember when it used to be packed. Then you never know how many of you are going to show up. There's 7 here tonight. The other night, you weren't here. You and Burns must take turns. 1 week you're here, 1 week she's here. Yeah, that works out pretty good. I guess you're getting paid for both days. But this stuff has got to stop. Look at this. Nobody cares anymore. I'm sure a lot of these people got that money for the water fund because I haven't seen them since that was paid out. But why do all these trucks drive around and says blight control, neighborhood safety officer, neighborhood this, that, but they don't do nothing. They don't even have a job. They can't, whatever. You know that this is way gone too far. When I can't get this kind of garbage picked up that's laying there, it's a health hazard. If it was in your ward or your ward, it would be cleaned up tomorrow morning. I guarantee you that. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Peachy. Madam Clerk, next speaker, please.
Okay, I think Ms. Sherry McFadden is not in. Sarah Houston is not in. R.L. Mitchell.
I'm R.L. Mitchell. Speaking on this safe spot, whatever that, how you announce that, like the young lady that Christian brought in from New Jersey. She's doing the right thing by taking over these houses that human trafficking, and people don't announce that, and giving the women with babies 6 months to live in the house until they can get further help. And the grants for the police, reason why the police didn't accept the grants, because they only going to send the peoples who trapped in these group homes, human trafficking, back over to the county, and they refuse to get their medication. They get chemical unbalance, and they end up dying. Like 19 of them within a year died over there, teenagers, and automatic. They ain't because the ones that supposed to be going to prison, them dudes just do minor situation, then the one that died. And nobody's saying nothing about it, but the young lady would come from New Jersey, where Christian brought into Flint. And she was trying to tell you peoples how, like the 8th Ward councilman, he gonna take on the challenge of dealing with the money, and the 9th Ward councilman talking about it's almost September time to go back to school, and the funds, and the woman up here with the funds talking about and the beat goes on, it's like, and the mayor study pocketing the money down in the middle of downtown street in the campus with all them armor trucks. I happened to be down there yesterday, parked in it, and they was go by with a lawnmower looking, they couldn't see me because I was in the car with dark windows, and if they saw who's driving, they backed up. They would have probably dragged the man out of the car like they did the old man, right there, because they shot a bullet right out post. Anyway, this mayor we got doing all kind of stuff, and you like it's business as usual. And this we always got this time limit while people's in here study doing this, ain't taking care of business like Christian taking care of business, acting like you scared to use the fund. Christian and dope money, talking about like the man on St. John come up here, talking about you know what that dope stuff is, all that whole lot of money, everybody scared to use it like Christian using it, think you're gonna go to prison. R.L. Mitchell, stay tuned, approve this message. What?
Thank you. Madam Clerk, next speaker.
Next speaker is Rich Jones.
How y'all doing? Ms. Carter, you made me stay here for this meeting. I was supposed to be at home sleep right now, but you are correct. The residents of Flint do need to stand up and speak out. And that is exactly what I have been doing, is trying to bring back that old Broham spirit. And I know you know about that Broham spirit. But also, City Council used to hold council meetings in the public. Maybe that needs to take place again to maybe bring in some more interest in the people to stand up. I'm not going to say anything negative, but I received some phone calls in between now and the last time I spoke. And I'm just going to say this. They question about the non-conversation. And I'm just going to be honest. They just said, like, no one was even interested in helping that lady that you told them that was living in a house that had lead problems. So, once again, just consider the residents. And it's been a lot of people like Miss Claire that came up here talking about water affordability. No special meeting was ever set up to where those ideals could have been brought to the light. It's been a couple more people that I feel special meetings should have been set up to where the conversations or the needs of the people that they expressed should have been addressed. Thank you.
Thank you. Madam Clerk, not seeing anybody else in the gallery, I'm going to close public speaking. Yeah, RL spoke.
Unless there is a Mary Wright, that's the only other individual that we had.
Yeah, okay. Council response, anyone from the council wish to respond to the public?
Mr. Chair.
Anyone else?
Mr.
Good. Good. Councilwoman in the 7th Ward.
Don't help him. Anyway, right. Mr. Peachy, I completely understand your frustration. I do want to say this though, even though where you are, it may not always seem like it, but we have a very hard working blight team. they, from 7 a.m. until when they get off. I understand, I'm going to finish though. From 7 a.m. until when they are done, they are working nonstop in the city. What I can do is make sure that your problem is brought to their attention and brought to the forefront. I understand that it is hard when you are looking at blight day in and day out, and when it appears that there may not be the same problems in every ward, but as Ms. Winfrey Carter stated earlier, every single ward in this city has its own blight problems. But as we've said time and time again, when it comes to maybe wards 1 through 4, there definitely needs to be just more put toward those areas, and especially in Ward 4, where we have a lot of homes that have been, burned down. They have whatever the issues, and so people find it easier just to go and dump there. I think that just more support needs to go toward Ms. Priestley and the work that she is doing. She has managed to get houses demoed. She's managed to get areas cleaned up in the 4th Ward. There has been forward movement, but sometimes what happens when there's so much, it's hard to see the progress that is made. But I will commit to going to check out that area that you did show us, Mr. Peachy, in your absence. I will commit to going to check out the area that you did show us, and I will work with Councilwoman Priestley to make sure that, hopefully we can get a blight crew over there very soon. I yield.
Thank you. Anyone else wish to address?
Well, I did, Mr. Chair.
Yeah.
I did want to address Mr. Peachy as
Go ahead.
well. I just looked that up on the Land Bank Property Portal. And again, I think Ward 4, 3, 2, and 1, we experienced a lot of blight issues. But we're all trying to work. And I was talking to Miss Judy, asking her, have she contacted Genesee County Land Bank? I also will put in a complaint, and we will also be assisting me and Ms. Machette, Ms. Priestley on tomorrow or sometime this week to make sure we address and get that problem taken care of if we can. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else? Go ahead.
So our blight team doesn't do land bank properties. And so that's a misconception that I think Mr. Peachy has, is that we can just ask our team to go out and take care of the land bank properties. In order for our blight team to do a cleanup, they actually have to go to court, and there's a process that they have to follow. And it does take weeks and months. They have to be able to get permission from the courts to go in on private property and clean it. If it's city-owned property, there was a property on Robert T. Long Boulevard, that I thought was land bank, turned out to be city-owned. It took 2.5, 3 weeks to get them so that they could schedule it with their work crews and get their equipment out there, because they had other priorities across the city. Not that this wasn't a top priority since it was city-owned, but they did have to schedule it because they schedule it out up to a month in advance, because there are so many, and these people are busy. And we've done several houses and properties in the 4th Ward with our blight team that hadn't been done before in the past. And I'm also working on another one that hopefully we can get done soon. But there's large equipment back there, and trying to get that cleaned up is going to be a nightmare because nobody can take that equipment out. We do not have the facilities to do that. And that is a property on the corner of Branch and Davison Road. So we do our best. We work hard. We know our wards, and we know where the problem spots are. And unfortunately, the problem spots get more of my attention than the good spots. And so people in the other areas don't know. Thank you.
Thank you. Ms. Priestley, or anybody else? Anybody else? Anybody else? Anybody else? Nobody here? No. I'm going to disagree with you, Ms. Priestley, on we have to take everyone to court. I think that there are provisions that in health and safety concerns, we can absolutely deploy people. And we have before. So if it's a detrimental safety hazard, we can absolutely deploy people and take care of the thing and deal with it after the fact. We don't need to take everything to court. There were properties when the mayor still did stuff back in the day. We didn't take stuff to court.
You've taken several
Yeah.
property charges.
So not everything needs to be going to court. And I would say that to Mr. Peachy's point, who is responsible, and the buck stops with the mayor. We've been lied to for 5 years on the NSO stuff. We've got no, as far as I'm concerned, we've got no progress on NSOs. I've had many meetings with the administrations about the lack of progress or the lack of work of NSOs and contributing nothing to the improvement of our city. So Mr. Peachy isn't wrong. He isn't wrong. Nothing gets done. So I'll leave it at that. On to the consent agenda. Is there a motion?
I make motion to send the consent agenda to council.
Moved by 4, supported by 7. Any separations? Any separations? I'm going to separate 260, 260. Madam Clerk, roll call.
Mr. Alamin is not in. Dr. Lewis is not in. Ms. Johnson? Ms. Priestley?
Yes.
Ms. Winfrey Carter is not in. Ms. Burns is not in. Ms. Mashat? Mr. Pfeiffer?
Yes.
Mr. Jarrett?
Yes.
And Ms. Winfrey Carter.
Yes.
The vote is 6 yes, 3 no.
6 yes, 0 no. 260, 259 will be sent to council. Is there a motion for 260, 260?
Mr. Chair,
Yes.
make a motion to send resolution appointment 260260 to council.
Motion to send 260, 260 to council. Is there support? Supported by 4. Who's eating? Who's eating right now? Any discussion in the first round?
Sure, because I want to know why you separated.
Yeah.
Mr. Chair,
Yeah.
I would like to know why you separated it.
Because there are spelling errors that I want to correct. And we need to, I want it to be, if we're going to appoint somebody, I think that their name should be spelled correctly.
I will yield for spelling corrections.
Okay. I will make a motion to amend 260, 260 to correct the last name throughout to Adkins, Adkins versus Atkins. So I make that motion to have been made and supported by the councilwoman in the 4th Ward. Madam Clerk, you got that? Okay. Is there a motion? The motion's been made, and so let's moved and properly supported. Is there any discussion? No discussion. Is there a motion? Or okay, let's roll call to amend it to 2.1. No, we already did. It's just roll call.
Dr. Lewis is not in. Ms. Johnson? Ms. Priestley? Ms. Winfrey Carter?
Yes.
Ms. Burns is not in. Ms. Mashat?
Yes.
Mr. Pfeiffer?
Yes.
Mr. Jarrett?
Yes.
Mr. Alamin is not in. Vote is 6 yes, 0 no.
6 yes, 0 no. Is there a motion to send the point one to council? It's been moved and supported by the fourth ward with no food in her mouth. Is there any discussion in the first round? Hearing none, Madam Clerk, roll call to send 260.1 to council.
Ms. Johnson?
Yes.
Ms. Priestley?
Yes.
Ms. Winfrey Carter?
Yes.
Ms. Barnes is absent. Ms. Mashat?
Yes.
Mr. Pfeiffer?
Yes.
Mr. Jarrett?
Yes.
Mr. Alamin is not in. Dr. Lewis is absent. Vote is 6 yes, 0 no.
6 yes, 0 no. That moved to council. On to the special orders. First discussion item 260286, a discussion item about internet issues, a discussion item requested by President Mashat in order to allow a discussion, there's a lot of word discussion in there, about internet issues. Hurry up before the internet goes out.
Thank you. I think that 15, 20 minutes might be enough. 15 minutes might be enough for this discussion. Just
I'll
in
order
case.
10 minutes without objection.
I object. 15 minutes, please. Okay. Again, the reason that we need to have this discussion, it does say discussion here a lot. That is funny. It seems like every week there are 1 to 2 internet outages where we'll receive emails saying the internet is down. And even if it's not citywide, there are times when it's just a particular department that is impacted by it. This has been going on for quite some time now. And I just wanted to hear from the administration on how this is being addressed moving forward, because I'm sure we're not missing paying a bill if we've not already paid it in full. So is there anyone from the administration, Mr. Chair?
Is there anybody?
I see him, but I still have to ask.
I'm not like Judy. You can just get somebody.
Hello.
Hello,
If you could just state your name and your position, please.
Zach, Network Administrator.
Can you say that again slowly?
Zach, Network Administrator.
Zach, Network Administrator. Thank you for joining us this evening. I've already stated the concern, and so I'm just wondering, moving forward, how many internet outages have we had? I'll take it light, in the past 2 months.
Well, the issues didn't start till July 15th specifically, but
Mhm.
3 since then. So that's when we've been working with AT&T, and frankly, I haven't been satisfied with their competence as far as locating the root cause of our issues and solving them. But when we signed up to do the BSA cloud migration, I started the process in January of building a redundancy within this building. You guys approved the money for that in, I believe, May. I got my quotes together, I think in January and May, we got the approval, and the wiring was completed like 2 weeks ago. So I've been building out that network with our new switching and stuff like that. That's going to be coming in next year, but that's not really relevant to the issues we're having. With that said, we are going to be beginning a service with Comcast. We have a fiber circuit installed. It just needs to be rerouted from the north building where it was installed into my data center. Once we do that, we're going to integrate it into our firewall, and then it's going to become our primary connection, because my discussions with Comcast have told me that they have a 4-hour SLA on reporting an issue to fully solved. And that beats the hell out of talking to India all night long, trying to get issues fixed, and frankly, being gaslit all night about, oh, we see the problem. Oh, we don't see the problem. And we might need to send somebody out. Oh, we actually don't need to send somebody out. And I've had 2 AT&T technicians come into my building here and not find any issues. They keep claiming there's an office in Flint, there's an office in Toledo, Detroit, and it could be any of those places. So they're currently monitoring the circuit to try and make sure that we don't have any more issues with it. But as far as I'm concerned, once I have Comcast in here, they will no longer be a primary point of service for this building.
So when we say primary point of service for this building, are we saying that AT&T will still be the service provider for other buildings?
No, they will be relegated to a backup connection for everybody.
a backup connection. If they're relegated to a backup connection, I would imagine we had some sort of contract with them to be your primary connection, correct?
No, we have a
No.
contract with them to be a connection.
To be a connection.
Yeah.
And so if they're going from primary to backup, does that change the amount that the city is being charged for the service?
It's a good question. I don't think it's likely that we would get any cheaper, but I don't know how that would work. Because typically when you have multiple connections, you load balance between the two. There are some other complications in there just because I have to coordinate with County 911. We have specific security tunnels between the different sites, not only them, but other places. So they have to be informed every time I make a change, so it becomes a process. I had spoken with the mayor not too long ago. I said I was probably about 30 to 60 days out from being completely done and migrated over. And that was like a week ago, so I'm still working through that. But fortunately for everybody, I started this work in January, so I'm almost done with it. So.
Mm-hmm. And so when we contract with Comcast, do we have an amount for how much that is going to cost the city?
We started the contract. I think they set it up in January or February, so we're already locked in and good to go. I want to say it's roughly like $2,000 a month or something, which is pretty typical for a circuit of this grade.
And so how much are we paying AT&T right now to be primary?
Like I said, that's a good question. But like I said, the pricing, they don't typically price circuits based on primary, secondary. It's just a connection. So you're paying for it to be there regardless of whether it is or not. I have a similar setup out at the 3rd Avenue pump station. We actually have 2 fiber circuits coming in from both sides
I
of the
understood it
building.
the first time you said it, but I said it like that for a reason. So how much are we paying AT&T?
AT&T, I don't know how much we pay them. I only was involved in the fiber circuit when we set it up, so that's more of a question for Jeff
Oh, Jeff's not here.
or my
Okay.
finance people. Yeah.
All right. Madam Clerk, could we send a communication to Jeff to find out how much we are paying for AT&T services, please? And I will yield for now in case any of my colleagues would like the floor. Mr. Chair.
Mr. Chair.
Yeah, thank you. Good evening, Zach. Just want to make sure I'm clear because I'm having some concern about added expense. So we've been paying AT&T whatever we've been paying them, and then in January we added we're adding what Comcast?
Yeah, we added a contract with Comcast for a circuit with them as a secondary provider for fiber connection.
Okay, and that came this year?
Yes.
Okay. And that came before we were having problems.
Yeah, I started this after we signed up to have BSNA move to the cloud, which is our primary ERP system, which means it's going to be a lot more riding on if our internet goes down, that's going to affect more things. Right now, internet goes down, it affects things, but like customer service doesn't go down because we host all those servers internally. Next year, that's going to be a cloud system, which means we lose AT&T, we lose BSNA. So that's when I said, okay, we need to add in a second circuit so that when all these things move to the cloud, if we lose one ISP, we have another one that'll pick up the slack.
Okay. And that started, you say that expense started back in January. So
Yeah,
that's not a new expense since we've been having internet since July.
Yeah, like I said, I started
15.
working on this beginning of the year. So.
Okay. And that's what, because I understand and can see where my colleague in the 7th Ward was going with the expenses being added. But I now have a little bit more clarity on the fact that it didn't just, the expense was added as a backup first part of the year and not as a result of these outages and a response to that
right
directly.
Yeah, it's been in the works, and it's also just best practice. County 911 has multiple ISPs coming in. It's just it's the cost of being redundant.
All right. Thank you. I yield.
Councilwoman in the 4th Ward.
So the problem last night with transmitting and tabulating the votes, was that a result of this?
No,
that
was a result of the county apparently not having any network staff on call all week this week. I spoke with them yesterday, working with Barb Harrington, and we had everything set up on our end ready to go. But when I spoke to their only guy over there, he said, there is an issue with how it's set up and there's nobody here to fix it this week. And I said, cool.
That was,
Request for information.
yeah.
So if I heard correctly, Flint numbers did not get in on time last night because of the county.
I believe that's what he said.
Okay.
As far as what on time is or isn't, I don't know. I just know that they couldn't fix our box.
Yeah.
And I was told Flint Township wasn't working either, according to the clerk's office, so I don't know.
We were watching the results and Genesee County wasn't coming in very fast. So it wasn't just Flint Township, it was.
Yeah.
And Flint, it was other things as well. Well then, phew, aren't you glad, Davina? Davina promised me she'd be out of here by 10 o'clock last night and not having been transmitted. I went, what's the problem here? Okay, thank you very much.
Yep.
Okay. Anyone else on this discussion item? Then we will close it out at.
Thank you.
We will close it out. Next discussion item. Second Ward NSO position, a discussion item as requested by Second Ward Councilperson Lewis in order for allow a 10-minute discussion on hiring a Second Ward NSO from City Administrator and HR Director. I will yield to the Second Ward Councilperson. Okay, not here, then I will close out discussion item 260287. Is there a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Moved and supported. Madam Clerk, roll call.
Ms. Priestley. Ms. Priestley.
Oh, yes.
Ms. Winfrey Carter.
Yes.
Ms. Burns is absent. Ms. Mashat. Ms. Mashat.
Yes.
Mr. Pfeiffer.
Yes.
Mr. Jarrett.
Yes.
Mr. Alamin is not in. Dr. Lewis is absent. Ms. Johnson.
Yes.
Vote is 6 yes, 0 no.
6 yes, 0 no. We are adjourned at 7:19.
We did the discussion the last meeting, last council meeting. Well, no.
The time is now 7:19 p.m. I'm gonna go wait a second. The time is now 7:20 p.m. on Wednesday, August 5th. I hereby call this legislative committee meeting to order. Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Mr. Alamin is not in. Dr. Lewis is not in. Ms. Johnson.
Yes.
Ms. Priestley. Ms. Winfrey Carter.
Present.
Ms. Burns is not in. Ms. Mashat.
Present.
Mr. Pfeiffer. Mr. Jarrett. You have 6 members present.
We have 6 members present. It's now time for the reading of the Disorderly Person City Code subsection. Any person that persists in disrupting this meeting will be in violation of Flint City Code Section 31-10, disorderly conduct, assault and battery, and disorderly persons, and will be subject to an arrest for a misdemeanor. Any person who prevents the peaceful and orderly conduct of any meeting will be given one warning. If they persist in disrupting the meeting, that individual will be subject to arrest. Violators will be removed from the meetings. Are there any requests for agenda changes and/or additions? Seeing as how there are no requests for agenda changes and/or additions, it is now time for public comment. Members of the public who wish to address the city council or its committees must register before the meeting begins. A box will be placed at the entrance to the council chambers for collection of registrations. No additional speakers or slips will be accepted after the meeting begins. Members of the public shall have no more than 3 minutes per speaker during public comment, with only one speaking opportunity per speaker. First public speaker, Madam Clerk.
I believe the only public speaker that is still here would be R.L. Mitchell.
Hello, I'm R.L. Mitchell. For the record, you see how we deal New York and everybody, all the countries out there in America, especially what's that? Let's see, that Viking country. We caught a fire the other day and all this smoke come over here. Minnesota, and as you see, we got bad transport. The film, the dude, like bad. No, they don't want to transparent what's going on in Flint. All you got to do is get Paul Harvey. They got the inner here, and all the cameras don't work because people like that guy just got through talking. He don't put an effort to fix it. He asked the county across the street. They say ain't nobody here to fix it. And he said, oh, well, that's good then. He in cahoots with the Russian tapping in on our computers and stuff. Always go haywire and they don't give a care. They let the Flint police let them county people kill the Flint resident out, the juveniles out in the jailhouse with their medicine. Because they don't want their hands to be dirty and all that stuff. They ought to ask for the money like Chief Wiggins did. I mean, and he got it with the ambulance program. It ain't nothing but a killing machine in Flint, Michigan, to wipe out all the people who left. Like the guy said, whoever stays will pay. That Mr. Peachy, not him. The other guy named I can always leave my mind his name, because anyway, you people know who said that, but we done swept the script. Those who stay will get paid big time with Tanya Burns when they get Bonehead out of his office and out and the Lansing, and they're always naive with Flint people's when people come up here messing with our funds and y'all looking like howdy doody when we come up here and speak, talking about where our funds at, and in this space over there in front of Mays Center, like they put a German family right in the front of the Mays family. That's what you call a free space. Right there, that's like them let the people figure it out. With all them old Home Street in Newport, right there in front of the Mays Center. If you want to, the people want to see how this stuff work in Flint with the money that we got left, they taking it away from us because time limit, because they act like we ain't got the sense enough to use it, and Lansing gonna take it back from us and all that.
Thank you very much, Mr. Mitchell. Madam Clerk, if I heard you correctly, that is our only public speaker.
That's correct.
It is now time for council response. Council members may respond once to all public speakers, only after all public speakers have spoken. An individual council member's response shall be limited to 2 minutes. Is there anyone who would like to respond during council response? Any council members? Seeing as how there is no one that would like to respond during council response, it is now time for the consent agenda. What is the pleasure of the body? Councilwoman in the 4th Ward.
Make a motion to send the consent agenda to council.
There's a motion to send the consent agenda to council by the councilwoman in the 4th Ward. Is there support? Moved and properly supported by the councilwoman in the 3rd Ward. Are there separations?
Madam Chair.
Yes, Ms. Winfrey Carter.
I'm going to separate all of them.
All right, there's a total separation. Let's get moving. Moving on to ordinance number 260270, which is the amendment ordinance Flint City Code Chapter 3, advertising and signs, Article 2, licenses and permits. What is the pleasure of the body?
Madam Chair.
Councilwoman in the 4th Ward.
Motion to send to council.
There is a motion to send 260270 to council. Is there support? Moved and properly supported by the councilwoman in the 3rd Ward. Is there discussion in the first round?
Madam Chair.
Councilwoman in the 4th Ward.
So all these ordinances are basically, from what I'm reading or what I read, is changing the wording from the clerk to planning and development, so that the licensing will now go to that department from the clerks.
Are we asking the clerk to
Yes, I'm
speak?
asking
All right,
that
Madam Clerk,
question.
would you go ahead and explain?
Yes, that is the general purpose for these ordinances.
All right, and the only other option, rather than just crossing out the word the clerk and putting the new department in, the only other changes I saw in the were basically from her or it or him, her, whatever, a tense pronoun.
Changing the
change.
pronoun to
Yep.
neutral. Got it.
That's correct as well?
That's correct.
Okay, thank you.
Are you yielding?
I'm yielding.
All right, is there anyone else in the first round of discussion?
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with Councilman Pfeiffer.
Madam Clerk, is this for first reading and we still have to publish these?
Yes,
So there's still a,
yeah,
just to send for first reading?
yes.
Are you yielding? Okay, Councilwoman in the fifth ward.
Okay, Madam Chair, through you to Madam Clerk. So this is with, how many ordinances in this packet? This is for all of the ordinances in this packet, right?
Correct. So this has been something that's been in the works for almost 2 years.
Okay.
So when the emergency managers were here, the code was changed so that the responsibility for deciding which department would be over business licenses was moved to, well, the city administrator has that authority. And that was done by emergency management, but it wasn't enacted at that time. So since, I'd say over the last almost 10 to 15 years, the clerk's office has been doing licensing, but our capacity has lowered quite a bit. So this is being done in an effort to move this to business licensing. Business and community services, because they actually have the ability to enforce business licenses more so than the clerk's office. When that was brought up, I requested that every license be moved to that division, not just business licenses, because I didn't want it to be some here, some there. So this is being done in an effort to move all of the licenses that are currently done by the city clerk's office under the division of business and community services.
Okay. Okay. I yield.
Is there anyone else in the first round? Seeing so there's no one else in the first round, I would like to make an amended motion if I can, to send ordinance 260270, 260271, 260272, 260273, 260274, 260275, 260276, 260277, 260278, 260279, 260280, 260281, 260282, 260283, and 260284 to council for first reading.
Support.
I'll take the support from the ninth ward. I don't think we need to have discussion for that, do we? Is there discussion? Councilman Pfeiffer.
Through you to, I guess it's the attorney. I'm looking at 260274. This is the firing range ordinance. Um, 8-32.
Yes, and what is the question?
The question is, the wording on this says that, to me, it's it shall be the duty of the Department of Planning and Development and any person by, is that IT or is it the word it?
1 second, let me find
Yeah.
that one in the pile here. You said 832?
Is it designated, is that a correct term?
Should be its.
Or it's? Because to me, IT is, that looks,
Madam
I
Chair.
apologize. What was the last digit to the ordinance that you were referring to?
74.
74. Thank you.
Madam Chair, I believe it's referring to the department. So.
I'm sorry, you said the department?
Yes, my interpretation would be it is referring to the department, rather than a him, which was referring to the city clerk.
Okay.
And I believe this,
I understand we want to do the correct pronouns or whatever, but by it designated doesn't sound correct to me.
It's designated.
I think we're taking it a little too far. Any person or any persons in like, who's leading the Department of and Planning Services? Like, we're saying that the department is going to do, so any low-level person could designate somebody? Madam Chair, through you to the clerk. I mean, without a flow chart on who would have the authority to designate anyone, I mean, we're just saying that a make-believe department, somebody magically gets designated. I don't know.
So, Madam Chair, I believe that when the original ordinances were adopted by the emergency manager, it speaks to the authority of the Director of Planning and Development to give that authority. So I think these ordinances are tied into ordinances that are already
Madam Clerk, who is the
existing.
Director of Planning and Development?
I do not know. I don't think there is one. There isn't one at this time because, yeah.
Okay.
I'm sorry, you're saying you were at 8-32?
Yeah.
So it shall be the duty of the Department of Planning and Development in any person or persons by its designated. By any person or person by it that sentence doesn't make sense once you say it.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense.
No, it does.
It does?
Yes.
Okay.
It's basically saying that any department designated by it.
A clearer grammatical interpretation or suggestion might be designated by the department. If you're looking for alternatives, that would have
Yeah,
the same
it just
effect.
it doesn't read correctly to me.
Well, it's using like old proper English, but it is correct. Any person or persons by it designated, meaning that's designated by it. You're just used to hearing it being said as designated by it, but the way it reads it is correct.
Okay. Madam Clerk, through you, or Madam Chair, through you to the clerk. Do we have a dance licensing board? Because this is new to me. Like I see that the chief of police and the city administrator are on the dance licensing board. So who else is on the dance licensing board, Madam Clerk?
So this is one of those instances we had spoken before about. There are a number of licenses that still exist in the code that need to be removed. I think that this is just the first step, just to move the business licensing portion of it and all those licenses. Those other things need to be addressed separately.
And it's also referring to teenage public dances. So there's that. Is there anyone else in the first round of discussion? Anyone in the second round? All right.
Madam Chair.
Go, all right.
Yep.
Councilman Pfeiffer.
Through you to Madam Clerk. Madam Clerk, I know that we had I think it was a lawsuit that, or something or maybe it's part of the charter that we're supposed to codify or catalog all of the ordinances. What's the status on that?
So,
because to me, that should be done before we start reorganizing.
So the codification was completed approximately 6 months ago.
Okay.
There were concerns by the city attorney that just to enact, because the codification at my request was updated to a more modern structure. So it changed a lot of the numbers and the way that the code is organized. So there was a concern by the city attorney with just updating the police code structure and the courts. So that was being worked on and to figure out how long that was going to take. But there is a draft ordinance to have the council adopt in order to effectuate that new codification. It was uploaded to the website a couple of months ago because it is done. It's just waiting. And so that should be coming soon.
Okay, because like I've tried to look up ordinances and then I'll bring, okay, well, we're in violation of this ordinance, and then I send it to the city attorney. Oh no, that one's no longer valid, but I got it from the website. So how would general public be able to decipher what is a valid ordinance versus what is not a valid ordinance?
And so it is a bit of a puzzle, because you do have to go to the new legislation, and the website to see some of the newer ordinances. So that is why the request has been made to go ahead and make that live. But like I said, I believe that there was concern about once it goes live, just making sure that the police have access to those new numbers, the transition, as well as the courts. So.
Because there's an ordinance out there that says the DDA has to come to us before they raise parking rates, and they've never come to us. So I mean, as an elected official and a homeowner or resident, I have no idea what's valid and what's not valid.
Correct. I will.
You can finish.
I will speak with Attorney Gurley because I have been requested that ordinance to come before the body. It was one that was going to come at the same time as these, but it was just didn't want to overwhelm the body. But I will make sure that it's on for the
We
next
love being
committees.
overwhelmed. I
Mhm.
mean, we love being
Yeah.
overwhelmed, especially with walk-ons.
So, it was just, she was looking into making sure that they would be prepared and they'd have enough time to update what they need to update when it's adopted by the body.
Thank you.
Are you yielding?
My time is expired.
All right, anybody else in the second round? That said, this is the roll call vote to send all the aforementioned resolutions to City Council for first reading.
Mr. Al-Alamin is not in. Dr. Lewis is not in. Ms. Johnson?
Yes.
Ms. Priestley?
Yes.
Ms. Winfrey Carter?
Yes.
Ms. Burns is not in. Ms. Mashat?
Yes.
Excuse me, Mr. Pfeiffer?
Yes.
Mr. Jarrett?
Yes.
The vote is 6 yes, 0 no.
The vote is 6 yes, 0 no.
Motion to adjourn.
Those resolutions will be sent to council for first reading. There's a motion to adjourn from Councilman in the 8th Ward, supported by Councilwoman in the 4th Ward. Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Dr. Lewis is not in. Ms. Johnson?
Yes.
Ms. Priestley?
Yes.
Ms. Winfrey Carter?
Yes.
Ms. Burns is not in. Ms. Mashat?
Yes.
Mr. Pfeiffer?
Yes.
Mr. Jarrett? Yes. Mr. Alamin is not in. The vote is 6 yes, 0 no.
6 yes, 0 no, 7:41 PM. I hereby adjourn this legislative committee meeting.
Change my password.
Good job, attorney. The question is,